Yes. Rock and roll. Well, hey you guys, sorry there's not been a video for quite some time, but me and Linda Lou's had the flu, which knocked us out for about 3 weeks, and then I've done a couple of gigs, one with Auntie Prue, and then one on Friday night just gone with the band for the first time in 6 weeks. So getting over the flu and all that business took its toll, but anyway, we're back on form now, and it's April the 2nd today, not April the 1st, but April the 2nd. And guess where we're going? Oh yes, we are heading towards the boat. And why are we heading towards the boat? Because we need to buff it up, get it all ready and prepared for ocean adventures. So I'm looking at putting the boat back in the water, which obviously will be on the video shortly in the next 2-3 weeks. So keep an eye out for that, because it's always an adventure putting the boat in the water and getting everything set up. But today it's our first day. We're on our way to sort the boat out, give it a good scrub, a good wash, and get rid of all the dust that has flown over from the Sahara Desert to North Africa, which comes through the air obviously and lands on all the cars. So if you buy a white car, you'll end up having a sandy coloured one, a pink coloured one. So anyway, so the boat is covered in sand, and I'll show you that shortly. But we always start these adventures with a nice gyros, and if you've not seen any of my previous videos, if you're watching this, then you'll find out what a gyros is in a minute. Here we go. There's the gyros. There we are. It's looks the daisy. There we are, dropping it all over me like a plonker. And we're at the ferry terminal at the moment, as you might have gathered. Yes, we always usually come here if we're having a gyros. Got a nice sea view and everything, and there's a nice ship right behind us, and that's the one, the Black Pearl, that it's a big tourist ship that takes all the tourists around the bay. It's about 20 euros per person, and 25 euros per person if you want a sunset evening cruise. But I'll show you that in a minute. So there's your gyros. It's got chips, it's got bread, it's got chicken and salad and onion, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to finish this off and I'll show you this ship. Alright, rock and roll. There we are, look, Anak Lines. It's a great service. This is they cruise from Hania, Suda, which is where we are now, to Piraeus, which is on the mainland near Athens, Piraeus port, and they go every night at 9:30, and they always land in Piraeus on the mainland near Athens at around 6 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, here's the old ship. Look at that, the Black Pearl. And that's the one, if you've seen any of my videos in the past, any of you subscribers, and thank you for subscribing, then you will have passed this a few times while I've been out on my boat. So that's the Black Pearl for you, a close-up. And I'm sure they're probably preparing it ready for the summer season, which starts in May, which is only a month away. Well guys, here we are, and there's the boat. As you can see, there's quite a bit of tea cutting. You can see all this sand, this dust. Oh, see, look at that. Oh, wow. So I've got to get rid of all these black marks, which is quite easy to do. I'm going to tea cut, compound, buff and polish all this, and the top. And then Michaelis, where we are now, this is Michaelis's compound where I'll store the boat through the winter. He's going to paint this. It's going to cost me about €400. He's going to repaint this. He says to do it every year, which is probably right really, because he really knows his stuff. He was the guy that supplied me and got this nice stainless steel anchor. But anyway, that's another story. So yeah, bit of work to do. Hopefully might be able to buff some of these scratches out. We'll see. You'll see all on video what's what. Yes. So, but the problem is today is that he's got no water again. I've just arrived and they've cut the water off because they've got a leak in one of the main roads. So they're having to isolate the waters to fix the leak. So they've just cut the water off again. And the shame of it is that the first job was to wash it. So what we're going to do instead is have a look in the cabin and see what we've got, what needs cleaning and airing and sorted out. And as you can see, it wants cleaning. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but this is what it always looks like in the winter after it's been stored. See all the dust on there, all the muck. Look at this. But this is my new low rance unit that's been fitted. I've not tried it yet. Michaelis has fitted it for me. The latest low rance 7-inch screen. So I'm looking forward to using that. And also, folks, it's quite exciting. I've had now, if you're a subscriber, boating subscriber, and you've been watching my channel, you'll have seen me using one of these. Look at that. Now that's been left for over, well, since October, and the battery is still working. And that's the it says it's waterproof, but it's actually not. It might be splash proof, that's about it. But this is the Cobra handheld portable VHF radio, which is great fun, quite handy, especially if you're coming into docks and things. However, I've invested, folks, in the real deal, with a proper walkie-talkie, which is right just there, covered over, bless him, and he's fitted that for me. But you can see this, the dust here, so this is why we needed to use the water, but obviously if there's no water we can't use any. So what I'm going to do today is just have, basically, you can see what the cabin looks like. There are all the fenders, all waiting to go on, but that'll be the last jobs that we do. But it's not a great deal to do really, it just wants a bloody good scrub, a bit like me really. What do you think, Linda Lewis?
I agree.
Yeah, cheeky. So yeah, that's my radio. Under there, look, that's a good bit of kit for playing Led Zeppelin and AC/DC and some funky Bob Marley. So when you're out on the ocean, it's well cool. So yeah, anyway, what we're going to do today, I'm going to fix this bar roller, because the windlass, you see the bar roller, it's actually bent, mainly because I hit the wall, the harbour wall with it, so it's bent it slightly to the right. So I need to sort of sort that out. But yeah, so this is what the boat looks like in the winter. It's a mess. You can see all this dust here. Look at that. Look at this. You can see how much sand has come over from Sahara. Look at this. Look. So we really would have cleaned up really quite nice had we had water. And my flag wants replacing because it's shredded. You can see how much shredded it is. And that's lasted 2 years, so it's not so bad really. As you know, we can't wash the boat, so I'll show you a couple of the jobs I need to get done. This is the remnant of the paint that I put on last year. The red being a warning that the anchor is literally well, just over 1.5 meters away from the anchor roller bar. So when I'm looking at it from the helm, I can't see where the anchor is. But this, once it comes to light on here, I can see the red. Although obviously I need to repaint it, so that's why I'm showing you this, what I've got to do. Once it's there, I can see it from the helm, and I know that the anchor is literally about there on the boat. Okay, it's about there. So it's a real good indicator actually. And then every 10 meters I've done it in yellow. So I shall redo those before we go out, and it's a real big help, especially, you know, like I say, you can't see the anchor and whereabouts the anchor is, but you can see the red paint. See, just there we are. So there we are. I know a lot of people use these little markers like that, but when you've got blaring sunlight on you, you can't see it. Well, I can't anyway. So I paint mine, and so I can definitely see it no matter what. So there we are. Alright, so just a little job. And the other job I've got to do, this is it. This is what hit the wall. Let me show you this. This is what hit the wall. So I've dropped the anchor down onto the floor, and this is what hit the wall, this bit here, and you can probably see it's bent to the right. Should be coming straight out, it's actually bent like that. So I'm just going to undo this pin now, lift the anchor over, undo these nuts here, and then get this off and straighten it up. Okay, so here's the pin coming out. That's the pin. There we are, that's one pin. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift the chain, the anchor chain, off the roller bar. So now this is all free now, you see, all free of chain. There we are. Now another little make do thing I did last year, and see if any of you noticed the problem. Let me show you. Alright, we're concentrating on this. Alright, one nut, two nuts. Yep, you've guessed it. That one is the wrong size nut, but it's all I could get for the time, and it done the job. As you can see, it clears that bit there. But the proper boating one is this one, because how flat it is. And of course it's well clear from that. See, so you can see the difference. Whoa, like that, you see. I need a new one of these. So I'm going to take that out and take it to Macaulay and see if he's got a spare. Fingers crossed. And then the next little job is to take this off, undo these nuts here and there, and take this off and straighten it. Basically, I might even take it home to do it. In fact, I think I will. I think. Anyway, so there we are. There's the windlass. There's the red paint. All's good. Yes, you can see the problem is that that's bent slightly to the right, or the left in this case, and this is really bent there. So that's what I'm going to try and fix. Take these nuts out, take the wheels off. I've done this little spindle here, so that'll come apart. So I've just took a photograph so I can remember how it went back together again. Good idea. And then try and straighten this, so it's nice and straight. Right, got all the bits now, guys, and you can clearly see how everything is bent. Look at that. See? And this one's the worst. Look at that. So, Macaulay who's just left the compound to go and pick his kids up from school, he's kindly said that I can use his vise and his workbench to straighten these puppies out. So that's exactly what we're going to do next. Alright, and here's all the rollers and everything and the screws. Now that's a proper official boat screw. Stainless steel, won't corrode, beautiful. These are not. These are your standard little bolts. So I'm going to go to the shop another day, probably tomorrow, and get a pack of those. So we've started on the boat now. We've not been able to wash it, but at least we're getting the anchor job was one of the main jobs I wanted to get done. So I'm quite pleased to have all these in bits. And I have took a photograph of them as well before I took it all to bits, so I know how to put it all back together again in the right order. So anyway, over to the bench. And I've just used Macaulay's vise, heavy duty vise, and it has actually straightened one of them out. One that's not been straightened yet, and there's the one that's been straightened. However, for those clever guys out there that know boats inside out, I'm quite aware that, that I've just dropped it. As I was saying, folks, for those clever guys unlike me out there that know boats inside out, I'm quite aware that there should be a bit of a flange on this. Is it this part? Yes, it's this part that should actually flange out to the left, and on this one slightly to the right to coincide with the other roll, the actual main roller bar. But you can see that. See, so we'll get to the flange. The flange bit should be the easy bit. It's just straightening it. Yeah, that's what I've just put in the vise. So it's certainly a lot better look than what it was compared to that. See? So let's see how we go. We'll straighten this puppy out first. See when the vise proper. That's how bent it is. Let's see what happens, shall we? See, all you girlies out there that laugh at us men having a man shed, now you know why we have them. Even though I've not got one myself. But this is why you have the man sheds, girls. So us blokes can fix these little jobs. Oh yes. Not brilliant. Cross we need. I hope this is, fingers crossed it's not going to snap. Because if it snaps, it's going to cost me €100 to buy a whole new kit. But it shouldn't snap if I play the cards right. Looking better than it was. Still a bit of a kink in that bit there. Oh, it is a lot better.
Yes.
That is a lot better actually. That might be passable. I'm not a perfectionist, but it's not far off. Actually guys, that's not too bad at all, I don't think. I think we might have cracked it. see at the boat. So guys, there we are. There we are. That looks a lot better than what it was. So quite pleased with that. It's not perfect, but it's a damn sight better than what it was. So happy days. Well guys, we're having dinky donks. Nice dry martini by the harbour. And there's Linda Lou's. You're enjoying your G&T baby, aren't you? Oh, let's have a look, let's have a look. It's all gone. That's the third one as well. The third one. Third one. Yeah, this is our favourite place for chilling out and having dinky donks. And it's a beautiful little part of Hania Harbour. Really nice. There's a little wall over there. And that is nice. So there we are. Rock and roll. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.